So if somebody's going to be looking for a third-party management company like yourself, what would be some of the key questions that they should ask in order to make sure that you're a good fit for them?
I think a very educated consumer would want to ask about what's your eviction rate, what's your delinquency rate, things like that. If you're competing, if they're looking strictly on price, let's say somebody can charge $20 a month less, but their eviction rate is 10% versus ours is under 0.1%. I mean, that's a factor, because if you're not getting your rent, what difference does the management fee really play into this scenario? The standards that they place on themselves and the tenants. So for example, when we meet with homeowners, we go out to their house and basically give them a valuation. We tell them all the things that they need to do to make their property both compliant from a rental license perspective, but also highly viable and attractive, so we can get those top tier tenants. And so sometimes that means spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. But if you don't see it the way that we do, that renting is a beauty contest and that you want to win the beauty contest and you want to provide the best level of service for leasing, the best maintenance being done in a timely fashion and being done correctly. And if you're not about quality and you're just competing on price, I think that's when you end up having, I call it the high cost of saving money. I've always found that in anything I've ever done, and I learned this lesson actually when I was 14 years old when I had a fish tank. I tried to save $20 on buying a cheaper filter and all my fish died. And then what did I do but go out and buy the right filter and then had to replace all the fish. And then I spent more money because I had to buy both filters and the fish. So from then on, it created a little bit of a mindset for me that do things right, set high expectations for yourself and everybody involved from the very beginning. And then it's a lot easier to maintain high standards than it is to try and bring somebody up from, let's say a lower experience. So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Great story about the fish tank. I think so many of us struggle with trying to get a deal, whether it's be on a contractor we're hiring or something we're putting into the property, and then we have to replace it again or do something again just because it wasn't done well.
Absolutely. So there's a reason that I pay my contractors $35 an hour, which is a bit higher than the market rate out there for just kind of general labor. I've got some that are as high as 60. My employees and everything, I mean, I feel like I'm paying them on average about 20% above market rate. But by doing that, I have less turnover. I have higher quality people. I have people who share my passion for excellence. And again, the only time that I really truly look for a deal is when I buy a property, because it's a kind of an unemotional transaction. By the time you buy it, it's yours, and now you're starting fresh with it. But for all other aspects, I always put quality first.
That's a great way to approach things.
Yeah.
Want to hear more on this topic? Click the link below for the full episode of Maximizing Your Property Value.